play surrounds Max and his transformation from his life in very hedonistic 1930s Berlin, and it shows how he is forced to abandon his lifestyle as he is captured and sent to Dachau concentration camp under the Nazi regime.
It explores the relationship between Max and Horst, and it raises some really interesting questions about identity and
humanity.
Yeah, just the relationships between people when you're placed in these kind of incomprehensible circumstances.
Tell him what to do. Yes, sir. No slapping. No, sir. I see everything. Yes, sir.
I think Bent is about so much more than you would think. On the outside, it's about the persecution of homosexuals in concentration camps during the Nazi regime in Germany. But within it, it speaks so much. It's about persecution of any minority groups. It's about humanity. It's about how people can fall in love in any circumstances. And it's about fighting through adversity and the things that hold us back, and love being the strongest thing that can kind of bring you through the absolute worst of times.
In this city! Maximilian Barber, real headings, hands high in the air. You're under arrest.
I suppose it's kind of a really, really kind of fascinating love story, because most of the time if you have a love story, say in a play, it's about, you know, the physical interaction with people and how they have that in the capacity during the relationship. But I suppose the really interesting thing is that in the concentration camps they couldn't touch each other and they couldn't be seen to be looking at each other. So I suppose what's most kind of touching and sentimental is the relationship that both Max and Horst, through kind of the power of war.
Tongue burning your chest, your mouth kissing your chest. Yes, hard. Yes, down. Yes.
Obviously, the main point of the play is that they cannot touch. They're in this camp, they have to move rocks from one side to another. When that pile is complete, they then have to move them back. So it's work designed to drive them mad. So all they've got to keep them sane is their words and their ability to talk to each other.
I think this play is incredibly important for the LGBT community. It's a horrendous part of history that needs to be seen.
But also I think it's less about homosexuality and more about humanity and more about this relationship. It doesn't matter that they're gay, it's this relationship that forms within the hardest times, and that's just really, really key.
It really offers some sort of hope in that you can find a way to survive through relationships, and it shouldn't matter whether that is because you're straight or because you're gay.
And ultimately, more importantly, I guess, the whole play is just to show you that, you know, we're all just humans. It doesn't matter who you are. There's a quote: there are queer Nazis, queer saints, queer geniuses, and queer mediocrities. No better, no worse, just people, which basically sums up the whole point of the play.
You're in my arms. I promise, I'm holding you. You're here. Touch me. No. Gently. Here.
I think people should come and see Bent because it's going to be probably one of the most shocking things you'll see at the New Theatre.
It is obviously naturally quite dark and sombre, but there is a lot of light that shines through it, and it's quite beautiful in the way that the two characters' relationships develop, and then try and find some sense of humanity and compassion in such an awful place.
The show is on from this Wednesday the 19th of November to Saturday the 22nd of November. It's on every night at 7:30 with a matinee at 2:30, all at the New Theatre on Cherry Tree Hill.